I am Baba's sparkling, flawless diamond, very fortunate because I'm child of fortune maker, bestower of fortune and blessings. I am Baba's special soul, special child, and Baba is giving me unlimited treasures by applying in my life and by donating to others. I am creating my fortune. Every action which I do is according to Baba's Shrimad. Every action has multi-million fold reward. Baba says the actions you all do are so elevated based on knowledge, yoga, that we created our elevated fortune. Always keep creating the awareness of what Baba says to me, and that is moving forward on journey. Every day, even take few thoughts of what Baba says to us as children. Our awareness will become very elevated, and it will bring more strength, more trust, and also will emerge many good qualities. While doing actions, at least create one awareness of who am I, whatever you're doing, Lokik work or Karma Yoga, every few hours, just create a elevated awareness. While doing actions, but also having elevated awareness, we are able to earn double income, karma and yoga together. So this also is important practice. Whatever action we're doing during day, create with 2, 3 words that awareness, how fortunate I am that I am able to make book for Baba. Just one thought, how fortunate I am that I am able to share Baba's knowledge. While sharing knowledge, have this awareness. So this awareness while doing actions creates a very stable stage. So take 3, 4 thoughts for your self-awareness. I am Baba sparkling, flawless diamond. I am elevated soul, fortunate one, child of bestower of fortune. Just take few thoughts to create this self-awareness. Let's take Drishti from Baba to experience my fortune.
Om Shanti, welcome to Avyakti Parivar. So today is second day of our 21 days Bhakti self-sovereignty. Title is God the highest on high, elevated Sanskar, ruler of the highest on high heaven. So now we'll be listening from Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. We are all very, very happy to be engaged in some homework, some practices, and keeping chart. Because whenever actually we have to do something special, there's a lot of change during the day we experience because there is attention on our thoughts, attention on doing something in the sense of creating something through my intellect. So it's like we see additional efforts and applying, it's very interesting that to know something is different and then to apply and to work on that stage actually creates lot of joy, enthusiasm. I know that whatever yesterday was explained about chart was little more detailed and some I think were not able to take all the points, but today is shorter one. So actually the aim is that our cooperative companions, mind, intellect and sanskars, companions and cooperative. That means it shouldn't happen that whatever is the habit of mind just keep thinking, like taking sorrow for a long time. For every little thing there was sorrow, whether it's news from outside, sometimes my own energy or the feelings, and now as a self-sovereign, I have to immediately change it and tell my mind that you are Baba's child, you are Baba's happy child, you are Baba's lucky child, and mind should listen. And when it listens, then it becomes cooperative. That means it creates the thoughts and the feelings which helps me to enjoy my sovereignty that is of love, of peace. So the first cooperative companion is mind. So you must have experienced during day, a few times at least, you had to bring your mind back into the original stage or eternal stage because concentration, focus, and togetherness, just imagine if even your mind is not your companion, who else will be your companion? Hmm? There is a saying that conqueror of mind is conqueror of the world. So when mind is cooperative, mind is my companion, my friend, and those who have mind, their friend, they are very joyful. But if mind quickly gets sad or quickly takes sorrow, of course it's part of body consciousness, but it is the mind. It's coming from the sanskars of the past. That is why our aim is to take one of Baba's title, and we should always remember that Baba's title is not only as a title, right? But what he is and what he does. Like title today, whole day was Ratnagar. He has merchandise of jewels of knowledge, and he gives us as a merchant in the sense of he asks us to exchange whatever shells we have. So not keep chasing after shells, but to take jewels from Baba. Baba said also he is innocent merchant. That means not a big bargain, right? Give old, take new one. So taking Baba's title, what he is, what he does, we guide our mind and intellect, mind to think about it, intellect to discern based on that. Let's say have thoughts, and they're not really jewels of knowledge. So what you do? You immediately change them and give the mind jewels of knowledge. And same then to discern. And then when you will speak, the words you will speak, actions you will perform, will create the sanskars like Baba. And that is what Baba keeps saying, become like me, be perfect, be complete means. So it's very important exercise. What we're doing actually will help us a lot to know Baba as Baba is, and then to follow in my thoughts, words, and actions like Baba. I know that with Brahma Baba, Shiv Baba was with Brahma Baba. But how at every step his power to discern worked on Baba's teachings, jewels. You have heard many stories of Brahma Baba, but anyone who will criticize or anyone who will try to defame, so what Baba said? Baba said, those who defame you, gossip about you, they are your friends. Because then you come to know what are your weaknesses, what you need to change. If not, then we say, okay, some karmic account, there are some people, they will always talk against you or try to please you. So Brahma Baba, example of self-sovereignty, where the way he gave us directions, whenever there was a situation, same was with the part of Avyak Baptada, Ratnagar. All the time, so many. This morning we heard Avyak Baptada. Every word of love, of knowledge, of encouragement, appreciation. So the personality which comes from the sanskars, So self-sovereign will have sanskars like Baba. So that is why we bring one point from Murli. And there are two other things which I like. Part of it is that you have to read Murli. Sister Gayatri, I had asked her to help us with this. So she said she has to read really thoroughly Murli, which she always does, but now, and then she is able to come up with small homework for us. So our source is what? Even love for Baba increases because of love for Murli. When we think, oh, what Baba has given us, our love from the heart. Baba has taught us even what to think. Baba has taught us what to speak. At every step, we have guidelines. In the beginning, they might look like principles or discipline, but later on, we realize that how it is so beautiful that our life is guided by God's teachings. So love increases. Love, Murli is not, I am regular, I read every day, I read every, that's okay, that's important too as a student. But God's child, the teachings of God. So my love from my heart, every day I think about how much I love Baba because then I look at what? Our clean, pure, simple life. Clean, pure, and simple, right? To be detached and loving is very, very beautiful life, right? Have love for everyone. Abundance love as much you want, but not attachment. Be loving. So as much we think about the teachings from the morning, so that means you will listen morely, you will read morely. Like tomorrow, Murli, and tomorrow's homework is God as highest on high. So highest, that royalty which was in Brahma Baba and Dadi's very royal. So highest on high doesn't mean that, I have expensive clothes or expensive, everything expensive. I remember someone last year for Christmas gave a very expensive something, plates or something. I said, no, I don't think I will use it. So royalty is not something which is connected with money. But royalty means internally you are full. Baba always said there is a royal person, he won't look at ordinary things. That means his desires. The royal person will not have any desire. Internal fulfillment. How much Baba has given us. How much Baba is taking care of. He's taking care of us so that we don't become caretakers, right? Otherwise, what happens? We start taking care of things. So, royalty in this self sovereignty and his acts of purifying us, his generosity, and also equal love. He loves everyone. Because sovereign always has to be bestower. No? Sovereign is always donor. He always gives to those. He gives. There's sanskar of giving. So highest on high, Father. So when you will read Murli properly and underline what are the highest on high qualities. Parents like to send children to a royal college, royal school, where there can be good children, good interaction. So for education, yes, highest on high. Character, we were told when we were children, everything will be, forgiveness will be there, but not wrong actions. Not like ordinary children. You have to remember your clan, your family. So we also remember we belong to highest on high. So it's so interesting that we are all big family, brothers, sisters, big family, unlimited family. And we have love for each other, but not attachment. Because then your royalty get lost. Because there is contentment of all relationships with Baba. There's contentment within spiritual family of sharing love, care, so much care for each other. So highest on high is Baba. So my sanskars. And then based on that, my thoughts, my power to discern what I should take, not take, what I should do, should not do. My power to discern will be work on this quality of sanskars of highest on high. I'm explaining because it's simple, I know that the way it is put together looks little bit like more in details, but it's very simple that you are adopting to the title, the sanskar, the activity of Baba. And for that, your thoughts, your intellect should be cooperative in thinking that way and deciding accordingly. And then it will become very, very natural. Just imagine in 21 days, knowing Baba as he is, knowing Baba's title, and reminding that I have to be self-sovereign. It's a very, very beautiful way to subtly keeping chart whole day. Whole day, the attention is whole day. But then, of course, we write to be more clear and read Murli properly. So this is how we will integrate spiritual efforts into actions also. And not only that, but habit could change very quickly also. If 3 times you think in a particular way, fourth time you will be almost thinking, fifth time natural, sixth time natural. As body conscious thinking has become so natural, and this will be self-sovereign. In other words, soul conscious sanskars will also become very, very natural. Because I think that more we practice, more attainments are there. There's stability and also feelings of great achievement. Just imagine experiencing the stage of self-sovereignty. It's so beautiful. That freedom. I don't have to control anyone. I have to, once I make my mind intellect cooperative, everyone will be cooperative. But what we do, we try to make others cooperative and my own mind is not. So there is lack of clarity. So when there is confusion, lack of clarity, then those who cooperate, they even don't know what to do, right? They get confused. So everything I have to do with my own mind as my companion and cooperative energy. And then outside, it's also a good experiment to try. Try with your mind and then see outside the result. And that's what we want to see. It is truth, so it's real. And reality should be experienced in the life. That how making mind cooperative companion or intellect, then how everyone else, everything else become very, very cooperative, very supportive. And that's really very, very comforting. And for the self, family, and also for Baba's task. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So, as today is the second day, we are preparing for second day homework. So, I would like to invite Sister Gayatri again, and she will also explain to us a little bit about tomorrow in 5 minutes, and then we will start our Avyakti journey. So, welcome, Sister Gayatri.
Om Shanti. Well, first of all, those of you who were having a bit of difficulty with day one in terms of understanding, I hope what Sister Mohini has just said would help you to maybe understand it a bit better. As she said, it is still simple. It is not supposed to be complex. It is something that is connecting you to Baba's titles and allowing us to do it from an inner self-respect. And that is why we're giving an elevated sanskara to create a self-respect. And then we are taking you through getting to know your mind, intellect, and sanskaras in a very personable way. And we might be in for a lot of surprises with that. And so day two is going to follow a similar format. So I've said to Bhumi that those of you who have questions could maybe send me your questions and I can help you kind of make it simple for you. But of course, I'm not expecting 1,000 people to send me questions or ask for clarifications because I know that it will work once you get into the rhythm a bit. So day two is, of course, taken from Baba's Murli of tomorrow, which is the Murli of Wednesday, November 25th. You heard that the title is God is the highest on high, and the elevated sanskara is the ruler of the highest on high. So these words are actually in the Murli. Baba says, I have come, the highest on high Father has come to make you the ruler of the highest on high heaven. So he's already instilled that self-respect into us when he said that. So we could now relate to him as the highest on high Father. So the daily chart that we have created of the check and change is for you to be in the awareness of the ruler of the highest on high heaven, and how, as a ruler of the highest on high heaven, how am I working with my present cooperative companions to get there. Now, I wanted to remind you, in case this has missed your attention from the Murli of Sunday, that when Baba talked about sanskaras being present and future, elevated sanskaras present and future, at the very end of the Murli, he explained that by saying he's talking about the specialties of Brahmins. So if I look at the specialties of my Brahmin life, that would be my elevated present sanskaras, and then, of course, the divine sanskaras of the future. So looking at the title of Baba and looking at how Baba describes the soul in relation to that title, I'm actually emerging the specialties of those elevated sanskaras of my Brahmin life. It's helping me to do that. So with that in mind, what we are asking you to do tomorrow is using the Murli. And of course, you're going to now be reading the Murli, as Sister Mohini says, but it's not just reading, it's taking us one level deeper. We're asking you to study the Murli. It's like if you're at school studying. Now, you may want to study this as if you're in kindergarten. You may want to study it as if you're in primary or secondary, or, in college, or even as a retired person. We all have different modalities of studying. So use whichever one is most comfortable for you and simplify it as much as you want to simplify it. But we are asking you to create a relationship with your mind, intellect, and sanskara, as Baba has asked us to do. And so the first one with the mind, that is the power of thoughts. We're asking you to check, are my thoughts still sometimes connected to ugly things? Am I occupied with thoughts of films or the business of making money? Now, Baba had said these are some of the things that will create waste thoughts, and he referred to them as ugly things. So we're checking to see if my thoughts, if I have any such thoughts still coming. Now, if they do come, then I will change them. And the way he told us to change them is the highest on high Baba is changing me from ugly to beautiful. He's making my mind beautiful. Was I able to put a full stop to waste thoughts in a second and remain powerful when I remembered this is what Baba has come to make my mind into? So all of those ugly thoughts would then be eliminated. The second is now the intellect. The intellect, that is the power to discern and decide. And actually, tomorrow's Murli is a lot on the intellect. And so there will be so much food for the intellect. I think we will leave as being experts on our intellects. So what Baba is saying is check. He was saying that if the intellect doesn't imbibe knowledge, the result would be I will get upset with what's happening. So this is what I'm checking. Did I become upset over any trivial matters for any reason? Did someone say something, or was there a loss that caused me to become disheartened? Now he says that will occur if the intellect didn't imbibe knowledge. So how am I going to change that if that occurs? The highest on high Father is giving me so much knowledge. I have now received so much understanding. With that in my intellect, was I able to keep my intellect loving at such times of destruction? Now, what struck me about this is that when we talk about destruction, we always think there's going to be a war or there's going to be something major happening. But the destruction is also when I'm going through these things of being upset, disheartened, hopeless, anxious. Am I able, those are destructive things around me, am I able to keep my intellect loving at that time? And then the third is the elevated sanskaras of being a ruler. Now I am a ruler creating this highest on high heaven. So then Baba is asking us to check. Baba is enabling me to claim the highest on high status. Was there anything or anyone in the degraded kingdom of Ravan that caused me to forget this and lower my head? Now, Baba in the Murli is saying that because we have access to this knowledge of exactly what's going on and why it's going on, our heads should be held high with that pure pride. And so was there anything that I got, affect my sanskaras got touched by, that allowed me to bow or to lower my head, the head of those elevated sanskara, the head of being the ruler? And if that happened, he says, to change it. So what would be it that my sanskaras would hold on to is only the one God is the highest on high. He comes every cycle to make me into the highest on high. Did I remember that as a pure soul, I should never bow to someone or something that is degraded. So that sanskara of being the highest on high puts me in my pure sense of self-respect, that I will never bow to anything that's degraded. Maybe I'll bow to something that's pure, but I will never bow to anything that's degraded. In other words, it wouldn't pull me down. So these are what we're going to be working on tomorrow. And as Sister Mohini says, that it is something that is really making us to see our sanskaras the way Baba wants us, the way he's seeing us, at the level of our character, at the level of our characteristics. And so he wants to bring that out inside of us so we could be these sovereigns that he's seeing us to be. So I hope that this will be helpful to you in understanding it. And again, please don't depend on someone else's story for this to make sense to you. The idea here is your story. We want you to write, to curate, which means to care for yourself to such an extent that you're not just narrating the story of yourself, but you're creating this story, you're curating it. It's coming from the care that you have for yourself. And so write it. If you just don't want to, then you can tick the boxes too. But if you prefer to also write it, do it, and then tick the boxes to say, yes, I did it. And then in your journals, you will have the results of doing it. So that's it for me. Enjoy it. If you have questions, please write to me. And then I will be able to clarify it. So I see here for day 2. Yeah. So it's on your screen and you're seeing it.
Now we will start our Avyakti journey.
यही समय है जब बात करते हैं बच्चों को, मीठे मीठे बच्चों, मीठे 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 रात दिन मीठे मीठे कहते रहते हैं। तो बाबा का तो फर्ज है सब बच्चों को कहना, बच्चे दे अभिमानी भरवा, सब कहते हैं कि बच्चे सब जानते हैं कि बेहद के बाप से बेहद विश्व की बात ही नहीं है।
ओ मीठे प्यारे बाबा, भला कैसे भुलाए तेरा प्यार बाबा।
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti journey. Today is Tuesday, Brahma Baba's day. Yajna stories, what they teach us. So let's see what new story has been brought to us today from Avyakti.
वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं। तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे, तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे। बाबा अब भी साथ हमारे हैं।
साल में ये अनुभव है, ये जन्म सिंध पाकिस्तान जिसको कहते, वहाँ हैदराबाद सिंध में हुआ। 14 बरस की उम्र थी, मैट्रिक की स्टूडेंट थी। परंतु ऐसे जैसे भक्ति में श्री कृष्ण आज से प्यार होता, वैसे हमारा जरूर प्यार रहता था। स्कूल में जाने से पहले मंदिर में पूजा करके ही जाती थी। चाहे इतना ही प्यार ग्रंथ साहब से भी होता था, क्यों सिंधी मानते। तो दिवाली के दिन छुट्टियां होती है, तो स्कूल से छुट्टी थी। तो मेरी तकदीर का सितारा वो दिन आज भी मुझे घड़ी याद है। 1936 दिवाली से 3 दिन पहले, 1936 दिवाली से 3 दिन पहले मैं आराम में थी। तो सवेरे 4 बजे मेरी आंख खुली, फिर सोई हुई। तो मैंने एक अजीब दीदार किया। क्या देखा? ऐसे ही थी, मैं सोई तो परी थी, नहीं थी। देखा कि एक बहुत मीठी मीठी लाइट आई। मैंने पूछा है तो मैं सुना, और उसी लाइट से इतना छोटा श्री कृष्ण सामने मुरली बजाते डांस करते मेरे सामने आए। और बड़ा सुंदर बगीचा था, उस बगीचे से वो आके सामने मेरे पहुंचे। पर जैसे ही उसको मैं देख रही थी तो एक सफेद सफेद फरिश्ता रूप कहो, मुझे लगा जैसे सत्यनारायण भगवान कोई है। ऐसे बिल्कुल सफेद सफेद मूर्ति। ये आगे श्री कृष्ण है और उसके पीछे वो लाइट की मूर्त थी। तो मैं उसको मूर्त को देख, श्री कृष्ण को देखूं, श्री कृष्ण को देख वो देखूं, दोनों बड़े प्यारे प्यारे लगे। और देखते ही रही तो इतने घड़ियों में ही वो दृश्य गायब हो गया। और मैं जागी तो देखा मैं तो सोई पड़ी हूँ अपने बिस्तरे पर। मन में बड़ी खुशी रही और देख ऐसे लगे कि वो दृश्य मैं बार बार देखती रहूं। खैर 2 दिन बीता तो मुझे मेरे लौकिक बाप ने कहा, माना बाप ने कहा कि बेटी तुम्हें स्कूल से छुट्टी है, तो यहाँ एक दादा है, मैं जानती नहीं थी, नाम सुन रखा, वो यहाँ नजदीक में सत्संग करता है, क्यों नहीं जाके सत्संग में सुनती हो। वो अभी बाबा ने तो कोई वो बहनों का ही सत्संग था, भाई भाई नहीं थे। तो वो सत्संग करता है, बहनें जाती है, जाओ जाके सुनो। तो अच्छा कौन है क्या है मुझे तो पता नहीं था। तो मैं वहाँ नजदीक में ही सत्संग था, तो मैं वहाँ गई, क्योंकि वो मेरे फ्रेंड का ही घर था। तो वहाँ मैं गई तो मैं ये देखती रही। तो उस टाइम ब्रह्मा बाबा ओम की धुनी लगा रहा था। जब मैं गई ओम की धुनी चल रही थी, तो वो धुनी में मैं जाके बैठी। जब मैं बैठी, छोटा ही सत्संग था, तो मैंने कहा पर ये तो मेरे 2 दिन पहले मेरे दर्शन में आया, ये है कौन? तो मैं वो धुनी सुनी रही थी और बाबा को देख रही थी। फिर मैं ट्रांस में चली गई। ट्रांस वगैरह क्या होता हमें कुछ पता नहीं था। तो मैं ध्यान में वो ही देखा जो मैंने 2 दिन पहले अपने घर में सवेरे सवेरे देखा कि लाइट है, लाइट से कैसे सुंदर बगीचे में श्री कृष्ण है और श्री कृष्ण के साथ ये दिव्य मूर्त है। वो दृश्य मैं ध्यान में देखती ही रही। बहुत प्यारा था। और मैं कुछ समय ध्यान में ही थी, मुझे पता ही नहीं पड़ा कब सत्संग पूरा हुआ, सब उठ गए। तो कुछ समय बाद मैं जागी, तो मैं फिर भी उसी नशे में थी। तो मुझे बाबा ने फिर से दृष्टि दी और मैं ऐसे लगा कि मैं कोई भगवान को देख रही हूँ। बहुत प्यारा लग रहा था।
साकार रूप को तज बाबा, अव्यक्त रूप को धारे हो। इस दिव्य रूप में भी बाबा मधुबन में आए पधारे हो। अमृत वेले नित उठते ही आ मिलते बाह पसारे हो। अब भी तो पहले जैसे ही, अब भी तो पहले जैसे ही, कर्तव्य अलौकिक नारे हैं। वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं।
Om Shanti. This was such a beautiful story. So it took us all, right, in that 1936, even though that vision, that dream was Dadiji's dream and vision, but the way she described, it just felt like it's right in front of us and we are having the dream and vision, right? So, of course, this is why all these treasures are for us, and this is why our daddies, they shared all these treasures or experiences with all of us so that we can also experience same as they did. And of course, Baba has said that in the end also, we will get visions. The way it was in the beginning, it will be the end. So just wait and see. We'll get that too. So thank you very much for our Vyakti team to bringing us such a nice story. Now, so we are all clear for our homework for today. It was the first day and I'm sure everyone had a good time doing your homework and chant, and it will become more clear and clear day by day. So of course, thank you to Sister Gayatri to explaining to us for second day's homework too, and we'll do much more. Thank you. And now we will say goodbye, good night to Baba and each other and Didi, and we'll take Drishti from Didi. So request everyone, just take these few moments to go into Baba's remembrance and be immersed in Baba's love and take Drishti.
Om Shanti, everyone.